Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Today, I'm not going to be doing a book review. You guys probably already know what I'm going to be talking about. It's a movie I genuinely love so much. It's Inside Out 2, and as you can see, orange, anxiety. So, let's dive right in. So I think I was a little younger than Riley when Inside Out 1 came out, but basically Inside Out 1 was literally my childhood. And as I grew up, I thought about it occasionally, but it was always just there in the back of my mind, so I didn't expect any sequel. I never really thought of Inside Out 2. But I was so excited the moment they announced that they were going to release a sequel to that. So that just kind of rang a bell for me. So I'm going to talk about some things I've noticed that I found funny or clever, and the first thing is brainstorming. So this is basically when anxiety demands for more ideas to prepare Riley for the future. And all these ideas come storming in like a literal brainstorm, while the original emotions are still up in the sky. And I found this really funny and clever, and it really made me laugh because of the literal interpretation. So the second one is sarcasm. So chasm in the word sarcasm, if you split it up, chasm means a gorge. So a pit is created when Riley is being sarcastic, I assume for the first time. And I found that really ingenious. That was so funny. And I've probably fallen into a few sarcasms myself as well. And when Joy and her friends try and speak to the construction workers on opposite sides of the gorge or the chasm, the tone and the way the sentence is said is kind of changed to become and sound more sarcastic.
Or we could just ask those guys.
Oh yeah, or that.
Boy, are we so lucky we ran into you guys! Boy, are we so lucky we ran into you guys!
Huh?
So as I've noticed these things, I've come to see that they interpreted things quite literally, like the stream of consciousness, where the things Riley is thinking of at that present moment appears in that stream. The next one I'm going to talk about is one that I hadn't noticed when I first watched Inside Out 2, but when I watched it the second time, I noticed it. So it's spilling the tea. So this happens when Riley and Bree in the car, there's tension in between them, and Grace is in the middle not knowing what to do. And in Grace's mind, fear, the emotion, spills the tea, quite literally. And at that moment, Grace can't hold it in and speaks the truth to Riley. And I thought this was a brilliant way to describe the idiom, and it was really funny too. One moment I genuinely found hilarious was when anxiety and the new emotions bottled the original old emotions up, and they go, "We're suppressed emotions." And I also want to talk about anxiety. And how anxiety is portrayed in the movie, I found totally relatable, especially as a teenager myself. Riley's moments of anxiety felt super real, like when you're worried about school, friends, or just life in general. As you grow up, you have a natural tendency to want to fit in more, and you become more self-conscious, right? And from Inside Out 2, I learned that anxiety is a pretty natural thing that occurs to everybody. It depends on how people deal with that emotion. So I loved all the new emotions, but obviously my favorite one was anxiety. I think the movie really did a good job in portraying what it's like to be a teenager and what it's like to grow up and step into the next chapter of your adolescence. And one particular moment that I found really sad but also beautiful was when Joy said to anxiety, "You don't get to choose who Riley is." When I was young, I thought emotions controlled us because they're the main factors that drive us to do certain things. But as I grow up, now like how Riley has her sense of self, emotions play a big part in our lives, but they're not necessarily what controls us anymore. And I think Inside Out 2 just delivered that message really well. So I think Inside Out 2 is a definitely must watch. It's full of clever and funny jokes. And yes, it can be for young children, but I think this sequel is focused mainly on targeting teenagers and those children who grew up with Riley like I did. So I definitely encourage this for like a weekend family movie night because it was a perfect sequel, more than I could expect. So that's all I have for today. I hope you enjoyed it. I really hope you either checked Inside Out 2 out already or you're planning on watching it. So subscribe for more content. Bye!